Welcome back to the Ultimate Wellness Group. Today I wanted to discuss family history and how anytime you go to a physician's office or anytime you interact with anybody that's doing something as far as the healthcare field is, even as simple as going to get a massage sometimes, you go to an acupuncturist or any of these type of beautiful services that people are offering us that do have great benefits. We have to fill out a section that says family history. And most of us believe, because we've been inundated with this idea, that your family history is inevitable. It's genetic. So because your grandmother, your aunts, your father, your mother, great-grandma, all my cousins had high blood pressure, well, you're eventually going to get it. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is a very, very big misunderstanding. And in some degrees, it's a lie that some people are continuing to say that. And I will give you a personal testimony of why I am absolutely sure that it's not true. In most instances, especially chronic diseases. Now, I'm not trying to say that there aren't genetic similarities in people. Yes, there are. But a medical problem is not something that is given to the next person by genes. Your physical makeup, your body's ability to adjust, your personality type, those are genetic. So if I eat just like my grandmother and eat and live like my mother and father and eat and live like my aunts and my uncles and all my cousins, you guys exercise the same, you don't drink enough water, you don't know how to detoxify yourself, you grew up in a southern household where you eat soul food, which is mostly food that does not nourish us well. Tastes very good, but doesn't nourish us well. And then we wonder why, from great grandma or as far back as we can remember, all the way to present times, that we have these medical problems in our families. The first thing that would go against that being genetic is the fact that grandma got it when she was probably 70, 80. Mom and daddy got it in their 60s, and now the current generation is getting it in their 20s and 30s. If it's genetic, why is it changing its expression? So my family on my father's side come from New Orleans. And prior to Katrina, I had done some research. New Orleans is considered a major city in this country because of the popularity and because of the travel and because of how many people visit that city on a regular basis. But as far as numbers of people, it's a very small city. At the time of Katrina, New Orleans' population was high 500,000. It hadn't even reached 600,000 yet. But when you compare the number of cases of diabetes per capita, so that's the percentage of people that get it based on the volume of people that are in that city, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart attacks, and cancer, New Orleans led the country, all cities in the country, and those diseases being diagnosed. That was prior to Katrina. I'm not exactly sure what the population is now. I haven't had a chance to do that research since then. But the point I'm getting to is that the lifestyle, the way the people eat in New Orleans is a high fried, high seafood, high grease, a lot of carbohydrates type diet. And it has been proven on many of occasions that medical problems are due to people's activities and their lifestyle, not genetics. Plenty. But yet there's still a large ideology that because it's in your family that it's going to wind up in you. Well, the people in my family that live in New Orleans, by the time they were in their 40s, most of them had blindness, already on dialysis, and already had something of their body cut off, maybe toes, foot, leg, because of the complications of diabetes. And as I sit here in front of you right now, I do not have any medical problems, not one that runs in either side of my family. So I'm just one example. There are plenty of examples. Some of you that come from meat-eating families, and everybody's sick by the time they're in their 50s and 60s. You have one cousin, one uncle, one whoever that's related to you decides they're going to become a vegetarian, and they do not have the medical problems that everybody else that's a meat eater has in the family. These are proofs that family history is not a genetic thing. Yes, you do have some genetically tied realities, but medical problems are not one of them. And I'm saying this video for you to check your own family history, to you to look at your own activities. If you do have medical problems, look at your lifestyle. Is your exercise level similar to your mother's, your father's? Are your eating habits similar to mother, father, uncles, aunts, grandparents? Is your exercise routine the same? Do you drink water at the same? Do you drink with your meals? All of these things lead to problems because it's not normal to do these things. But yet we will wind up with a problem and then blame it on genes. Your genetic reality is directly tied to God. God blesses life. There's no life that happens without God's blessing. And so we're literally looking at something that we're blessed with, these wonderful genes that we have, and we're trying to tie them in to negativity. And that's something that I believe we need to stop. So I hope maybe there are some questions and some people can drop some ideas, some questions, and let me try to answer them. But this is a very serious topic for you to consider, because what you think is usually what you will become. Scripture says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. And that I have seen in my medical reality, my medical experience, is that when people start thinking a certain way, I'm going to develop this, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to make it out of this surgery, or if I go to the hospital, I might not make it out. I've seen these things come to reality because the mind is that powerful, in that what you think is what you become. So stop thinking that your family history is all negative. Start looking at some of the positive things and then concentrate on that. Do some changes in your lifestyle and watch them work, and watch the medical problems disappear. And genetic realities can't be changed. My eye color can't be changed. That was genetic. The shape of my eyebrows, nose, the shape of my head, the color of my skin, the places that I have hair, how fast I developed hair, my body habitus, my body size, those are genetic, and you can't change them unless you have a lot of money and you make changes like Michael Jackson. But the typical person doesn't have the ability to change their genes. They didn't treat you wrong. They're there to treat you 100% correct. And when we treat them correctly, we have wonderful results. So thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed today's message. Look forward to hearing from you.